goodness, thank you so much. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Green Space. My name is Leslie Goshko. My cat is Tater. Tater is at home, but I'm sure he's listening. So welcome friends, cat people, and friends of cat people. This is Let's Talk About Cats, and let's welcome noted cat lady, Mary Phillips-Sandy.
Thank you, Leslie. Oh, wow. It is so nice to be here with all of you wonderful cat people and friends of cat people. Can I see a show of hands? Who here has a cat? Okay. Wow.
You're in the right place.
Okay, but just quick question. What happened? The rest of you, what's wrong? What's wrong? Studio apartment. Okay. All right. But the rest, you are in the right place, right? You know this is not Brian Lehrer live. Right? Okay. All right, that's fine. You know what? We welcome you. Very excited about this show, Leslie.
I'm very excited about this show.
I'm also very excited about your shirt.
As I am of yours.
Oh, thank you. I was hoping you'd notice. I know. It's really any excuse to break out the dressy cat shirt. I don't get enough opportunities.
Yeah, any day is just an opportunity.
Well, that's true, but I don't go out of my house very much, so this is a rare treat for me.
Wow, you're not living up to the stereotype of a crazy cat lady at all, who just stays at home with her cat and just
not at all
has the shirts.
But we do have a really fantastic show tonight. We have all of the segments that you know and love from the show. We have the cat quiz. We have the hot topic debate. We also have some segments that are brand new and exclusive to this live event. What? I'm going to tell you about them. We have a very important report, All Cats Considered, featuring exclusive data about the cats of New York Public Radio. And this is a scoop, people. This has not been reported anywhere else until here, now, tonight. I am just really thrilled that we had this opportunity.
This is how you make history. Is really what this comes down to.
It is. And I don't think of myself as a journalist, but maybe I am. I don't know. Anyway, and we have great guests.
Yeah, we have amazing guests.
Amazing guests. Well, first of all, we have Leslie Goshko.
Oh my gosh, that's me.
And we also have the fantastic comedian, Carmen Lagala. Some of you may have seen her on Late Night with Stephen Colbert. I don't know if anybody's heard of that show. But she's fantastic.
Give it up.
No, I want to hear it. Let's hear it. And we also have a really talented writer and producer, Muna Mire, who's going to be out later to tell us all about their cat. But you know what? We've been doing all of this intro, Leslie. Intros are boring.
I think we should just get to it.
Yeah, should we just get to it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about cats.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to get started, everybody, with the cat quiz. Now, if you've heard the show, you know that the cat quiz is very competitive. And to participate in the cat quiz, we're going to bring out our first guest, Carmen Lagala. Let's hear it for Carmen Lagala, please. Carmen, come on up. Take a seat just for a minute. But now, normally the cat quiz is a one-person affair. But tonight is not a normal night, no. Tonight, we need a volunteer from the audience. We need one brave person who thinks that they can participate in a breakneck round of cat trivia with Carmen Lagala. Who feels ready? Who feels lucky? Someone has to, surely.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy, guys. This is your big break.
Producer Lizzie? We have a volunteer. All right, can we get a couple of microphones up here? No, stand up. On your feet. This is a very active cat quiz. Okay. All right, I'm gonna sit down for this. Hello. Sorry. You got a dry erase board? And you got a dry erase board. Okay.
Ooh, a game with props.
Yes. Okay, guest, can you tell us your name?
Naomi.
Naomi, and what is your cat's name?
I have two, Zisa and Bela.
Zisa and Bela?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Great. And Carmen, while you're out here, why don't you tell us your cat's name?
Oh, sure. It's Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. All right. We're going to hear a little bit more about Larry Bird later because I know you have some questions. I do too. All right. So the way the cat quiz works is that I'm going to ask you some questions, right? You are going to write your answer down on the dry erase board, so there can be no cheating. Do not look at each other's dry erase boards. No peeking. There's no timer. You will see that there's no timer here. This is not like Jeopardy. I'm not Alex Trebek either. But we don't dilly-dally. That's the rule. Nobody wants to sit here and watch you taking your time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be brisk about it, okay? There are 7 questions in the cat quiz, and not to put too much pressure on you, but there is a prize at stake, okay?
Ooh. I hope it's a cat.
Now listen. Now listen, I want to remind you also that you're not competing against each other, okay? You're competing against yourselves. All right. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready for the cat quiz? Are you feeling ready? Are you ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the theme of tonight's cat quiz, in honor of this being a live event, our first ever live event, tonight's cat quiz, how much do you know about cats performing live? All right, let's get started. First question. In the 1920s, a man named Charles Swain hit the vaudeville circuit with an act called Swain's Rats and Cats. It is what it says. They were trained rats and trained cats, and they performed together. The highlight of the show is when the rats dressed as what and rode the cats around a ring. What did the rats dress as when they were riding the cats? Let's get our answers on those whiteboards. Come on, just write it down, write it down. All right, do we have an answer? Turn your whiteboard around, turn your whiteboard around. Carmen, what did you say?
Cats.
That's very meta. That's very meta. All right, Naomi.
I said ballerinas.
Wow, that would have been adorable. You're both wrong. The answer. Thanks, Leslie. The answer was jockeys, of course. All right, question two. Get ready. You can redeem yourselves.
My answer's gonna be cats again.
I think I understand your strategy. I don't know that it's a good one. Okay, some cats just are not cut out for live performance because they get nervous around strangers. What is the number one thing you can do to make sure your cat is comfortable around strangers so it has a chance at a career in the performing arts? Okay, a little bit of cat training trivia here for you. Okay, let's see your answers. Turn it around. Carmen.
CBD oil.
You know, that might work. I don't know. Naomi.
Catnip.
Wow, okay, so both going the drug your cat route. You're both wrong again. Okay. The answer actually is to socialize them early when they're kittens, introduce them to new people. If you adopt your cat later in life, I guess they can try directing or something. Okay. Question number 3. Istanbul, it's a cat-friendly city. So in October 2018, a pretty kitty had no qualms about crashing a fashion show there. The cat wandered out onto the runway, sat down, and proceeded to do what? What did this cat do on the runway in Istanbul? You may have seen the video. I know I did many, many times. Did you see the video?
I did not.
Oh, I'll send it to you after the show. It's great. I'll send it to you. All right, let's turn around those whiteboards. Naomi, let's start with you. Catwalk. Catwalk, well, no, it sat down. It did not walk. You're wrong. Carmen, let's see.
Clean itself.
Carmen, you are correct.
Yay!
It licked its butt, of course. And the models just stepped right over it. Okay. All right, we're in the home stretch. Question number 4, you guys. Question number 4. According to the Cat Fanciers Association Foundation and Feline Historical Museum, which is a real thing, the world's first organized cat show was held in 1871 in which European city?
We're both like, European city. Any European city.
It was the first organized cat show. We don't
thank
know
you.
about the disorganized ones that may have popped up here and there.
That helps a lot.
Yep. All right, let's turn those whiteboards around. Naomi. Paris, maybe.
I don't know.
So London.
London. Carmen is correct.
Really?
It was in London. That's right. And the venue is something called the Crystal Palace, which seems very breakable for a cat event. I don't know. I'm sure it's still standing somehow. Okay, question number 5. We've talked on the show before about the amazing Acro Cats, which is a Chicago-based circus troupe made up of cats. Now, the Acro Cats has a closing act, the Rock Cats, which is said to be the only cat band in existence. I don't know how you fact-check that, but that's what they say. However, the Rock Cats have one non-cat member who plays the tambourine and the cymbal because cat paws are too soft to get sound out of those instruments. What kind of animal plays the tambourine for the Rock Cats?
Go, 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 go. Oh, man.
I didn't say it was an easy cat quiz. All right, let's turn it around. Let's turn it around. Come on, let's see it. All right, you said iguana.
I crossed out dog. I put human.
Oh, wow. Those are amazing guesses. You were both wrong. I'm so sorry. The answer is a chicken, and its name is Cluck.
Oh, wow.
Cluck Norris.
Of course.
And again, I'm not making any of this up. It's all on the internet. All right, two more. Okay. Cats, the musical. It's been on Broadway since 1997. I know it feels like longer, but it has only been since 1997. However, it was not until 2016 that an actual cat joined the cast. Which internet famous cat made history by becoming the first cat in Cats?
The name of the cat?
The name of the internet famous cat. It isn't just a random cat. It isn't like, Larry Bird.
Hey, my cat's famous.
It's an internet famous cat that
Wow.
everybody in this room knows. I'm gonna say that. Okay, let's turn it around. Naomi, let's do it.
I wrote Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
Grumpy Cat, you're both correct. You both got it right. Yes. Naomi on the board is an answer. Correct. Grumpy Cat. I guess I don't know how that audition went. Okay, we are down to our last question. It all comes down to this. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, that's fine. That's all you can. Okay, that's fine. Speaking of the theater people are known for being superstitious. In the first half of the 20th century, before Cats made it to Broadway, theater owners believed that having a resident cat would bring good luck, but only if that cat was a certain color. What color cat brought good luck in theaters? What color cat brought good luck in theaters?
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
All right, let's see those answers. What did we say? Orange.
I did black.
Black. Carmen is correct. Black.
Wow, yeah.
Black. That's right. Congratulations. Producer Lizzie, let's bring out the prize. Carmen, I think you won the cat quiz.
Oh my gosh.
So you get a prize. It's a black lucky cat. But guess what? At the cat quiz, everybody wins. Naomi, you also get a prize. That's right. Thank you both. Well played. You can just step off and hand your whiteboards to producer Lizzie. That's what she's there for. Thank you. No. You can.
Great.
All right.
That was delightful. I'll put it in my lap.
So let us take a few minutes
Of course.
to talk about your cat, Carmen.
Sure.
Larry Bird. Does Larry play basketball?
I haven't set her up with a hoop yet, but I have a feeling
We should. Let's back up just a minute. Larry Bird is
a cat.
no. Larry Bird is a girl.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And can you just share with us briefly? Well, can you share with us briefly why you chose to name your cat Larry Bird?
Oh, yeah. Well, I originally had a plan to change its name every week or so, just to keep it fresh,
Sure.
Keep the cat on its toes, and, the cat would probably be psyched about it. And eventually I called it Larry Bird because it makes these cheap, these little, peeping noises. It just sounds like a bird. It doesn't sound like a cat at all. It's just like, meep, creep. I'm like, all right, bird, and then Larry Bird. That's what it is, because I don't know why.
Fantastic. And we're going to hear a lot more about Larry Bird a little bit later, but now it is time for a musical number.
Oh my God.
And I would like to introduce our musical guest, who you may recognize also as the Let's Talk About Cats live band leader. It's Leslie Goshko.
Oh my goodness. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
And Leslie, I hear you have created an original composition for us.
I have. I was moved by the cat spirit and by you telling me to. So that's what I did. And so I have a cat named Tater, and he's from the South. He's from Florida. I'm allergic to cats, but I heard there was a hypoallergenic cat, which is what you'd call a lie. But if you read 1,000 cat blogs in an hour, you're like, this exists. So I found this cat in Florida that they said was hypoallergenic. And they said, give us a lot of money. I know adopt, don't shop, but I looked and I couldn't. They said, give us a lot of money. Also, I was brainwashed and probably a little day drunk. And they said, pay us through the internet and then buy your cat a plane ticket and we'll fly it from Florida to New York. And I said, that sounds legit. And that's exactly what I did. And I got the cat, and he's adorable. He really is cute. And deathly allergic still. Deathly allergic. Was going to have to get rid of the cat. And they said, well, maybe you could try allergy shots. And it was a super simple fix. So for 3 years, I went twice a week, every week, for 3 years, getting allergy shots. Yeah, it's super easy. So you can do it too. So this is an ode to my cat and all the other cats living in the city. And I hope you like it. And it's going to happen right now. Yeah. Can I get a little more vocal in this wedge? This is backstage talk, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm going to bring you in there. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's a Monday night in New York, guys. Get into it. Yeah. Hi. Here's a little story. Well, Kitty lives south, but he got real bored, so he boarded a plane so he could head up north. Had his eyes on the prize, knew who he wanted to be, and landed on pause in NYC. 2 pounds nothing, and white as a ghost, but those eyes, damn, I couldn't resist the most. He had fur like velvet every time I pet him. I knew that this love was never ending. Just when I thought I couldn't take any more, he went and turned and flashed me that cat butthole. Well, he's pooping in a box right next to me, 'cause we're cramped living in 300 square feet. I'm working 5 jobs, can barely sleep, but he's living the life, living organic, grain-free. Sleeps all day and plays all night. He's a master magician, hiding all hair ties. He's running up and down the hallway floor. Then he's screaming for no reason, then he's screaming some more. And then he hits the window, what does he see? It's a bird, it's a squirrel, it's Kitty TV. Oh, city, city, kitty. You got that swagger, got you looking so out of sight. Meow, it's the city, you're the brightest light. Don't give a damn, don't give a care. Make it here, you make it anywhere. City kitty. Well, he says he wants to go for a walk on a leash. Hell yeah, I'm a crazy cat lady. I'll rock the gear, I send the memes. I spent $300 on a fucking cat tree. He's living like a king looking over the land, serving all of the humans with a generous hand. He's got great instincts, man, it's shocking. It's like I got my own little Stephen Hawking. But then he eats some garbage out of a dump, and oh no, I got an 8-pound Forrest Gump. Oh, city, city, kitty. Got that swagger, got you looking so out of sight. In the city, you're the brightest light. Don't give a damn, don't give a care. You make it here, you make it anywhere. City kitty. All right, let's get those hands clapping, guys, so everyone can hear it. Oh, city, city kitty. This is the breakdown. You got that swagger, got you looking so out of sight. Yeah, in the city, you're the brightest light. Don't give a damn, don't give a care. You make it here, you make it anywhere. City kitty. Yeah, you didn't think you were doing this tonight, did you? Oh, city kitty. But here we are, we're making memories. You don't need a Metro card, 'cause you're already a star, city kitty. Thank you so much. That's City Kitty.
Wow, Leslie Goshko, everyone.
Oh my.
Wow.
That happened?
Wow.
Yeah.
I felt so many things. I don't.
Then I did it right.
Wow, what a roller coaster. Well, we're going to make a hard pivot from feelings to hard news right now, because I know that's what the people want these days is news. Did you know that? Yeah. We live in a time of fake news, folks, and we don't believe in fake news here at Let's Talk About Cats. We believe in facts, and we believe in data. And that is why we embarked on a one-of-a-kind investigation into the cats of New York Public Radio. This is something that has never been done before.
No one dare try.
Really, truly. I mean, you know, the New York Times slept on this. The Washington Post is not here right now. This is exclusive, and I dare say it is a scoop. Would you say it's a scoop?
It's a scoop of poop.
Okay, we're not going to make the obvious pun right now, but we just did. Okay. So I want to say, first of all, a very special thank you to the New York Public Radio employees who anonymously volunteered their data for this research project. And a special shout out also to Clarissa Diaz from the WNYC Data News team. That is her job. That is really, truly her job. And she put together the data visualizations that you are about to see. She probably should have been doing something more important while this was happening, but I don't know. It's fine. And here to walk us through this data is our senior cat data correspondent, Richard Ye. Richard? Richard, thank you so much for joining us. This is a really, really important moment, I think, in news, in public radio news. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Now you're going to walk us through. There's a lot of information that we have to get through, so let's just dive right into it.
Huge data dump.
It is a big data dump, really. But first of all, can you tell us a little bit about the process and how this came together?
Yeah. Well, when we journalists asked like a public or governmental entity for information, we file what's called a FOIL request, which is the law governing the freedom of information. But in this case, when you came to us, we interpreted that request as feline owner introspection. So I think the data collection was rather overwhelming and very, very easy.
Yeah, well, we did have I would say an outpouring of responses very rapidly. I would say alarmed actually at the speed with which the results were coming in.
I believe the afternoon we got the survey request was the least productive one we've had in years.
Okay, well, glad I could help everyone. Okay, so let's jump right into this. So interesting here, Richard. I see that the people of New York Public Radio are moderate cat owners. It appears one cat seems to be the majority. That seems to be correct?
Yeah, this was kind of surprising because I'm a owner of one single cat. In fact, that little cat on the lower right is my cat Gnocchi.
Gnocchi, hi Gnocchi.
Hello Gnocchi. And I always thought that it might be a bad cat parent for not bringing another brother or sister into her life, but she's never complained. I think she's lucky to have
and she's
full
in the
untethered access to her bowl. So there's that. I am surprised to find that we did not survey my boss, the VP of News here, who is a noted cat person, at least in this building, and his name is Jim Shatter, and he has 4 cats.
Okay, so this was a flaw in the survey design because I did not, the thought of having more than 3 cats actually didn't occur to me.
Just throw this whole thing out now. It's all tainted.
Okay, and see, this is so just a little behind the scenes for you all here. This goes to show you when you see these data reports out there, it just goes to show you can't always trust what you're looking at, right? Because there can be flaws in the survey design, as we saw. So the VP of News has 4 cats. I mean, that to me is the news.
Don't trust the options that you have in front of you when it comes to any survey.
We are learning so much here. Okay, now it was interesting to me too. Okay, so do any of your cats have people names? And I didn't specify what I meant by people names. Really, that can be interpreted broadly. But the majority, a slight majority, said no. Your cat's name is Gnocchi, Richard. Now, do you consider that a people name?
It can be.
Do you live in Brooklyn, Richard?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
Queens, baby.
Queens, all right.
If all you do is make gnocchi at a kitchen, then you can be called a gnocchi master. So.
Wow, titles! I hadn't. Okay, that's true. I hadn't thought of that. But again, interesting. And as we'll see later in the data, there are some very creative names among the cats of New York Public Radio. Some alarmingly creative names, almost. This I thought was interesting. This gets into, like you were saying, the introspection, what's really happening. When you get home from a long day making radio, what do you do to relax? We gave a number of options. I think the one that jumps out to me is the almost 10% of people who claim that they dance with their cat. And that's more than post photos of their cat on social media. Did that surprise you, Richard?
Actually, no. I mean, we all like to dance like nobody's watching, but secretly we all want someone to watch. So what good is it your cat if you can't have your cat be a captive audience while you dance?
Wow.
So, makes perfect sense.
Sure. Okay. Richard, I have to ask now, do you dance with your cat?
No.
All right,
you
well,
must have
then.
not seen me at our company party. I am terrible on the dance floor.
Fair enough. I was going to say, do you want to show us some moves? We will move on. Interesting, this one. Which of these has your cat affected? Travel plans, that to me makes sense. Home decor, I know that has been certainly an impact in my life. Dating and romantic life, this is all making sense. Richard, I want to talk about the 4% of public radio employees who claim that their cat has affected their career and their professional life. Are you concerned about this?
This is why when I saw these results, I wish the survey wasn't anonymous because I thought I knew my coworkers, but apparently, or maybe their career took off as a result of being a cat
that's
person.
true. I guess I didn't. Right, that's true. It could have affected the career in an incredibly positive way. The cat could be a motivating factor.
Sure.
I've lived it.
You have?
Yeah. When I wrote for the Huffington Post, it didn't take off until I started writing about my cat.
That's okay. So that could be what's going on.
So I'm
there.
that 4%.
Wow. Okay. So once again, we have to question the data. Is it negative? Is it positive? We don't know. Well,
all the others are negative for me. Everything else.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, after all, the VP of News here is the most cat person of them all here. So
made it to VP.
Made
it to VP. So I guess that is some career advice that we're giving out right now. I mean, sure, take it if you want it. This one was of particular interest to me. My cat's name is Grendel. I talk about her a lot on the show. Grendel is good at a lot of things, but defending my home from common urban vermin, such as mice and roaches, I'll be very blunt. Grendel, I love you, but you suck at this. She has done things like observe a mouse walking past her with, I would say, mild curiosity. She has completely zoned out in front of roaches. But I was reassured to find out that 45% of public radio cats also are useless when it comes to this.
Untapped talent, maybe? I know for one, my cat became a member of our family because of her ability to catch mice. And in fact, it was about 10 years ago, my parents were having trouble one winter with some mice in the house. So my mother would never welcome cats. She's a big dog person. But she says, you know what? There's a litter, there is a colony of kittens down the block from us at this foreclosed house.
So Gnocchi came on board to do a job. Yeah. Okay. So again, Gnocchi's career has been positively affected by being a cat. So that's great. This one was very interesting, and I think it's very self-explanatory. How would you describe your cat's personality? Really a range, a lot of affectionate, playful, demanding. Again, that could be a positive, that could be a negative. It could mean you know what you want. All the way down to Beyonce and sultry. And I would say definitely Grendel has a little Beyonce in her as well. But I was impressed by the diversity, really, of personality traits that we see here in New York Public Radio cats.
That's... Like I said, I don't really know my coworkers after all because I don't.
Richard this has been an exclusive for Richard as well.
Yes, I'm processing this as we go.
Okay, so this was interesting to me. Do you self-identify as a cat person in social settings? I mean, you can look at me, you can look at my shirt, you can look at Leslie, you see us. We are here squarely in the 58% that says yes. 9.7% says they keep their cat life private. They're on the DL with their cats. Richard?
Well, I fall into that 32.3% graph there.
So if someone brings it up, you'll be like, okay, I'm a cat person.
Being a introvert, but also working at this New York Public Radio newsroom full of cat people, I can't help but be dragged into cat conversations. And then I tell them about everything I do with my cats, and everybody's taking notes.
Your workplace sounds more aggressive than my show. I'll be honest with you, Richard. Okay, and speaking of clothing, do you own any cat-themed or cat-patterned clothing? Once again, I want to zero in on this 9.7%. Yes, but I only wear it at home. I have to think what? That's the same.
It's the same 9.7.
Yeah,
Our data
they're just
checks out.
They're the show. I hate to use the phrase, but they're in the closet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Come out whenever you're ready. All right. Do you ever dress your cat in little outfits or costumes? You have tried this with Tater.
Multiple times.
It doesn't work.
No, but it doesn't stop me from trying.
Right. Okay.
Like,
likewise with Grendel. She hates it.
yeah, but I'll keep spending the money just to try it. You know, it's like I bought an inflatable unicorn horn.
That
with a
didn't
little-
work.
No, I knew that was going to be a disaster, but
Right.
amazing to try.
Amazing to
It's
try.
like when people have babies, you just get them for the clothes, right?
Right. But so apparently 77% of New York Public Radio cats are free from this torture, and only a smaller percentage are subject to it. So I think that's probably good for them.
It doesn't mean our cats don't find their way onto our clothes and costumes every day.
Yeah,
So.
that's true. All right. This is an interesting one. Does your cat hit the nip? Wow. The cats of New York Public Radio are stoned. I mean, let's just face it. That is what we're learning here. Richard?
Like I said, feline owner introspection here.
Okay. Are you taking the fifth?
Let me just put it this way. If we drug test New York Public Radio employees, we wouldn't have much of a workforce left.
I didn't ask that question, but I'm sure glad you answered it, Richard. Okay.
Are you guys hiring?
We are, as a matter of fact.
Excellent.
Wow. Okay, let's just move on before Richard gets fired. I don't want to be responsible for this. How important is your cat to your overall mood/sense of well-being? I think Leslie would agree. We're squarely in that majority there in the 10, extremely important. Again, there's that outlier there down at number 3 that says not at all important.
I don't know what to make of it except to attribute it to the outlier outside standard deviation.
In any data set, right,
Yeah.
there's an outlier.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's an outlier, possibly
Makes
someone.
no sense.
Yeah.
Those are cats from breakups. Those are the cats when you break up and the one person gets stuck with it and they're like, this reminds me of failure.
And it could be transient. Right. And that could be a transient feeling, right? A year from now, if we retest the same cohort, which is a word I learned, right? That could be a very different number. Let's hope, for their sake. Okay, this was interesting. What radio shows / podcasts does your cat enjoy? Number 1 coming in very strong was Morning Edition. Let's hear it for Morning Edition, I guess. I have my suspicions that a lot of Morning Edition producers answered this survey.
I think cats just want us to make breakfast edition for them. So they're up early and knocking on our doors and say, where's my breakfast?
Wow, Morning Edition for cats. WNYC, do you take requests?
We have an open pitch process.
Okay, well, I'm doing it right now, Richard, and my pitch is Morning Edition for cats. Take it or leave it right now. Number 2, WFMU or freeform music shows. Cool, very cool cats.
We happen to have a lot of WFMU DJs in our mix.
Okay. So again, there could be
makes
some owner
sense.
bias creeping
Yes.
in. And I just want to, you can read the slide. There's a lot here. But Brian Lehrer, I want to give a shout out to. I don't know this. We have not been able to prove this. He's an elusive creature, much like cats. But I believe in my heart that Brian Lehrer is a cat person. I don't know if he has a cat. I can't confirm it. Brian, email me. It's, what's our address? Hi at letstalkaboutcats.com. My cat Grendel loves Brian Lehrer. She has always loved Brian Lehrer. And so I think it makes a lot of sense to me that cats like Brian Lehrer, his voice, the timbre of it, I think it's very appealing to cats. I don't know why. I don't have any science to back it up. I just believe that to be true.
Maybe it's the really, maybe it's the jingle that gets the cat's attention.
Yes, that too. Very catchy. All right, and this is our last one here. What is your cat's name? And here we get into this question of people names versus non-people names. Wow. Some of these I don't know which way it could go, right? Like Kronos, is that a person name? It could be, I guess. Shmooey, I could see that being a person name. Pork chop, maybe. It's open for interpretation. But I think what we have learned here is that there's a lot of creativity in the naming of the cats of public radio. Would you agree, Richard?
Sure. I think I named my cat Gnocchi after taking an advice from my sister, who has 3 kids, all boys, and they are.
But wait, what does that have to do with pasta?
And she said, if you want a cat, and she also has 3 pets. She has 2 dogs and a cat, and she says if you want well-behaved dogs and cats, you should name them after food items. So I looked at.
Yes, I win in that
I
one.
don't know why, but when I picked up the cat down the block from my parents' place, and I saw those little white paws, and I said, well, let's just name you Gnocchi.
My cat's name is Grendel, the monster from Beowulf. So what am I in for by this logic?
You can write her story however you want.
Oh, Richard, I like that. That's great. Yeah. Well, this has been fascinating. And once again, this is a Let's Talk About Cats exclusive. Richard, thank you so much for walking us through this data. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Richard Ye, our senior cat data correspondent. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. All right, let's bring our guests back out here. Come on out, guests. Guests?
It's like they're coming on the worst game show ever with this music.
Or the best.
Or the best.
All right, so Carmen Lagala, you met her earlier. And this is our other guest. It's Muna Mire. Say hello, everybody. Now, Carmen, you did promise us that you would tell us the story of how you met Larry Bird. So would you be willing to do that before we go any further?
Absolutely. So I was taking care of someone's cat, and then I didn't think they'd come back for the cat, but they did, and then I was really sad. So I started going on Craigslist, which is what you do when you're sad, and I was looking up like all these cats. I'm like, I gotta find my cat. I just spent like a couple hours, and then I saw a title that caught my eye, and it was I'm gonna kill all these cats. And I was like, tell me more. And clicked on it, and when I got in, the ad read, just kidding, I just wanted to get your attention. But she was like, my mother and my grandmother died and left me with 50 cats. And it's so sad, but it's also like the funniest thing I've ever, like, what a... left him with 50 cats. That's hilarious. And she was like, I gotta get rid of these cats. And then at the bottom it was like, edit, we're down to 1 cat. And I was like, that's my cat. And she's like the best cat. I was expecting it to be like a very high maintenance, like real mangy cat, but it is like just a sweet, sweet little cat.
And she's changed your life for the better.
Oh, the best. I love them. I'm obsessed with this cat.
Now, Carmen, you are a stand-up comedian and an improviser. But you did tell me... All right, well... improvise like you're an improviser.
Okay.
I'll explain this next slide in just a minute. But before we get to that, Carmen, you did tell me before we came on that you have written a joke about cats.
Oh, yeah.
Would you be willing to share it with us now?
Sure. It's real quick, because it's just... well, the background is that I start talking about how I'm a loser, and then I talk about how I'm like, well, my best friend is my cat, which we all think is great, but a lot of people are like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, so my best friend is my cat. I love my cat. It's such a great cat. I wish my cat could talk sometimes. And but what if its first words were like, "Make America Great Again"? Well, I got to put you down. So. It's also political.
Carmen, this is the right place for that joke. Thank you.
Very good.
So, it is now time for a segment that we call the Hot Topic Debate. It is where we resolve a divisive feline issue once and for all. And so, Muna and Carmen, you are going to help us with this. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but a little while ago, PETA tweeted out that there are phrases about animals that we should no longer use because they are harmful to animals. Like, you shouldn't say beat a dead horse. You should say feed a fed horse, because I guess like force feeding animals is good. I don't know. But conspicuously absent from the list of animal phrases that PETA is cracking down on are phrases involving cats. And I am concerned about that. So I wanted to know about this phrase here, let the cat out of the bag. I actually used it myself in conversation not that long ago, and I heard myself do it, and I thought, what if this is bad for cats? I don't know. So I've invited you two here as two incredibly intelligent, smart, thoughtful cat people to help me figure out, is this bad for cats? And if so, what should I say instead? Thoughts, please.
You want to start?
Sure. Well, I would say, is the cat in the bag consensually?
Well, right, I don't know. I mean, the phrase, right, this
Well,
is
I
all
think that's the salient question, right?
Yes.
Because you were
is.
saying earlier that your cat crawled into our gift bags.
Yes, Grendel was in the gift bags.
And I
removed
assumed they
her.
had fun, yeah.
She did have fun. I took her out because I assumed you didn't want her. Well, okay, let me correct. You can't have her.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just took a trip home and my cat crawled into my suitcase. My cat crawls into my Whole Foods or Trader Joe's bags. So I think, if they want to be in there, let them in there. If you shove a cat in a bag like I do when I take her to the vet,
True.
it's no good.
How does Larry Bird feel about bags?
She's not a bag cat. She's a box cat.
Oh,
She likes to, she'll
yes.
get in a box and just her eyes are above it. That's kind of her thing.
If the saying were let the cat out of the box, would that influence your thinking, Carmen?
This one is I feel like the cat was probably. I feel like this might be one of those sayings that you find out it has some sordid past, and you're like, oh my god, this is based on some 1700 story where people were stuffing cats in bags to ward off the plague or something.
I don't like the energy this saying is bringing. I'll be honest. It's not a good vibe.
It's true. Well, there is something sort of violent feeling about it,
Like
right?
the cat would let itself out of the bag if it wanted to, right?
Yes.
So-
Yes. Let the cat let itself out of the bag. Would you like to know the actual origins of this phrase?
Sure.
Nobody actually knows. According to Snopes, nobody actually knows. But there's a rumor on the internet that it came from some sort of medieval European practice of selling suckling pigs at markets. And they would put the suckling pig in a bag. And apparently, according to the rumors on the internet, which are false, people who are unscrupulous would try to cheat you by shoving a cat in a bag instead of the suckling pig. And you get home and be like, oh, I guess I got a suckling pig. Oh, no, it's a cat. But this is highly unlikely to be true for a number of reasons. The first of which is that if you are standing there and someone hands you a bag and you think it's a pig and it's actually a cat, you're probably going to notice before you get home, right? That's probably not going to be a widespread thing that happens over and over. So that just sort of was they did actually sell pigs in bags, which is kind of sad to think about, but that was a thing that they did. But there actually isn't really a clear origin of the phrase that we know of. I mean, you're right. There could, in the mists of history, be some horrible trauma that was inflicted upon a cat that led to this saying, but we don't know what it is at this time. I like your point, though. The cat will let itself out of the bag. The other thing that we don't know is what kind of bag it is. Right? Does your cat, you said your cat likes Whole Foods bags, the paper ones? Mm-hmm. Is it because they're crinkly?
Possibly, yeah. Probably, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
my cat also likes the Whole Foods bags.
She
because they're
loves a
crinkly.
crinkle, yeah.
Yeah.
How can everyone afford to shop at Whole Foods but me? Where's everyone getting all this money for Whole Foods?
Well, you know what? Honestly, they have some good pet supplies at Whole Foods.
I'll have to check it out. Sponsored by Whole Foods.
Sponsored by, not a sponsor. They're owned by Amazon now.
Yeah, Whole Foods is canceled.
Whole Foods is very canceled, but their bags are great. We'll have to find another source for our paper bags.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's has great paper bags for our cats to let themselves out of. Okay, so from now on, when you want to say that someone is revealing a secret, what do we say? Let the cat let themselves
out
of the bag. All right? Can we all agree to do that from now on? Thank you. Excellent. I feel good about this. This feels like we've made some progress as a society. Yeah?
It's so much less wordy.
Yeah.
To thine own of letting thyself out of thy cat, make it out of the bag first, on its own initiative.
You know what, Leslie? Language changes, and it's to make progress.
It is.
Speaking of making progress, we're going to make progress on to the next segment of this show. I just hit the laser pointer. I actually have a laser pointer right here, so if anyone did sneak their cat in, just let me know. Okay, you shouldn't have done that. You were not allowed to do that. It said so on the event page. Okay, So our next segment is called Do You Have a Cat? Now, it's not about any of us here on stage. You know we all have cats, right? So this is about celebrities, famous people, notable people, alive and dead. And what we're going to do is, Carmen and Muna, you're going to guess if the people on the screen have a cat. And audience, you're welcome to shout it out if you know the answer as well, okay? Do you understand? It's very easy. You just say, yes, they have a cat, or no, they don't have a cat. Or you could just like gesture in some way. I don't know, like not in an obscene way, just like in a good, like, yay, cat, or like, no, boo, no cat. You figure it out. You're smart people. Okay. Are we ready to figure out who has a cat? Mm-hmm. Are we all ready? Ready? All right. Thank you, Leslie. All right, number one. It's Vanna White. Vanna White, does she have a cat? What do we think?
I'm going to say yes.
I'm saying no.
You're saying
I'm
no?
going to say yes, yeah.
She has a cat, everybody. Let's hear it for Vanna White's cat. That's right. Do you know her cat's name?
No.
Leslie, do you?
I do.
Oh boy. Leslie, what?
And I
is-
didn't even prep for this. I just sadly know it.
She literally when we were doing our walkthrough, I had to tell Leslie she has to sit this one out. She knew
can't
she knew
participate.
way too much. Tell us Vanna White's cat's name.
Stella.
It's Stella. Let's hear it for Vanna White's cat, Stella. Okay. Woo! All right, up next, it's the queen of organizing herself, Marie Kondo. Marie Kondo, her show's on Netflix right now. You can binge it if you want. Not sponsored also, I mean, but like if you want to, Netflix, call me. Marie Kondo, does she have a cat? What do you think?
No.
Some people are saying yes, most people are saying no. What do we think? No?
It's an organization show?
Yeah, she's like Marie Kondo.
No.
It's a no.
Do you not know who Marie
It's a
Kondo
no.
is?
I don't know either.
No, I don't.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll talk to you afterwards. You two have been spending a lot of time with your cats and not paying attention to culture. That's fine. Of course, Marie Kondo does not have a cat. Come on.
Does your litter box spark
That's
joy?
the negative one I came up with.
I mean,
The
right?
keyboard has a barf.
Yeah, you suck.
Her whole
No
thing.
cats.
Her whole thing is that you have to get rid of objects that don't spark joy in your life.
Get rid of Marie Kondo.
A litter box
have
does
a
not
cats
spark
on
joy
that.
in your life.
Yeah.
She did say once, someone asked her if she ever had pets, and she did say that she once kept a pond loach. I looked it up. That is some sort of eel that is common in East Asia. So. All right. Camille Nanjiani, very nerdy, very funny. Camille Nanjiani. Does he have a cat, though?
I'm getting big cat energy. I don't know why.
Big cat energy, says Mona.
Right? I follow him
What-
and his wife on Twitter. I've never seen a
You've
cat
never seen
tweet,
it?
though.
Oh.
But you just gave it away, so yeah.
No, I don't know.
I don't either.
What do we think? Yes, of course Kumail has a cat.
All right.
Mona was right. Big cat energy from Kumail. He and his wife Emily have a cat named Bagel. If you follow Kumail on Instagram, Kumail, and great pictures of Bagel. Highly recommend.
Oh, I missed these tweets.
I'm weirdly good at this.
You know you're exactly as good at it as I knew you would be. Okay, here we have President James A. Garfield. President James A. Garfield, did he have, not does he have a cat, he's dead, he's extremely dead, but did he have a cat when he was alive?
Is he haunted by a cat?
What do we think?
That would be wild if
I
he
mean,
was
we got
called
the
Garfield
cartoon,
and didn't
yeah.
have a cat.
I mean, where did the
Think about the
cartoon
timeline.
Garfield
I just want
come
you to
from?
stop and think about the timeline.
Right. Pre-cartoon, obviously.
Yes,
but
yes. He came first. Mona, he came first.
President Garfield. Yes.
I don't know enough about his vibe. I don't know.
I know, it's hard to
It's
tell.
coming through his beard.
You think?
That's
Looking
where
at
the
his
Do you
cat-
want to know the answer? Do you want to know
does
the
his
answer?
suit have hair on it?
Do you wanna know the
but
answer?
That doesn't mean anything.
I do, yes.
He did not have a cat.
Oh wait, whoops.
And that is the second saddest thing that happened to him. The first saddest was that he got assassinated, whatever. But I will tell you this. Jim Davis, the creator of Garfield, named Garfield after his grandfather, James Garfield Davis, who was named for President James Garfield. So in the end, he kind of did get a cat.
There you go.
Oh,
Got you.
yeah.
Life comes full circle.
It does. Okay, J.K. Rowling. She's very rich. Does she have a cat? Y'all, she doesn't have a cat. Come on.
Yeah.
She just has
I did not
dogs.
get cat energy.
No cat energy. Look at that face. She's got dogs. Just dogs. Very rich dogs. Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah.
All right, next. Thank you. Next up, one of my favorite celebs, the late, great Eartha Kitt. Did she have cats? Did she have cats? She played Catwoman, but did she have cats?
I feel like no.
I don't know. She's
why.
got fur in her hand.
She
So
is
she
a
probably
cat.
likes touching.
Why would a cat have cats?
I like that. She is a cat. You are correct that she is a cat, but she also had cats.
Aw.
She also had cats, and there's some really cool vintage photos. If you look them up on the internet, she had a kitty named Jinx, among other cats. She also had dogs, but she did have cats, and Muna's correct. She was a cat. God bless. Okay. Taking a very, very strong turn here. Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa Vanderpump. Does she have cats?
No.
No.
Oh, come on.
All right. That's right. No, she has tiny dogs, turtles, swans, and mini horses.
Sounds about right.
That's right. Thank you. Catherine the Great of Russia. Catherine the Great of Russia. Look at that face. Cats? Cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
So many
Getting cat
cats.
energy.
Definitely. She had so many cats, she turned the palace into a cattery, and that is why she's called Catherine the Great, if you ask me. I'm sure there's other reasons. I don't know. Okay. And finally, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Yes.
What do we think?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg has 2 cats. Their names
All
are
right.
Frank Sinatra and Miles Davis. Give it up for Snoop Dogg and his cats.
Yes. King.
Wow. Wow. That was an adventure. That was. Should we just leave the picture of Snoop Dogg up for the rest of the show? I want to. Okay, Carmen, do you have to go to a comedy show right now? It's 8 o'clock. Okay. Carmen has to go perform at a comedy show. But before you leave, Carmen, can you tell us where people can find you on the internet and anything you'd like to promote coming up?
Absolutely. CarmenLagala.com, at Carmen Lagala on Twitter, at Carmstagrams. Not a ton of pictures of the cat. She absorbs light and is very hard to photograph. But
Will you
there are
work on
some.
that for us? Will you work on that for us?
I will try really hard.
Okay. And do you have any shows coming up that you want to plug?
Ooh, I have a show every
other than the one that
Sunday.
you're going to right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
I'm like,
don't just
follow
follow
me.
her out.
Yeah.
No.
I have a show every Sunday at Cherry Tree Bar in Gowanus Park Slope, somewhere in Brooklyn.
It's like Gowanus Slope. Let's
Yes.
call it that.
Yeah, yeah,
Gowanus
yeah.
Slope. Carmen Lagala, thank you so much for talking about cats. Go to your next show. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, now's the part of the show that we call Let's Talk About Carmen. So we're gonna just discuss everything we think about Carmen. No, just kidding. It's time for the interview segment that we call Let's Talk About Your Cat. Muna, we're gonna talk about your cat. Her name is Simone. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So we often like to start out by getting to know our guests' cats in 5 words. We call it the 5-word memoir. You can sum up Simone's life. I know she's very young, but you can also sum up her personality in 5 words. Could you do that for us?
Aries, aggressive, Beyonce, since you said it earlier, hyper affectionate, vocal.
Wow. So she's Beyonce and she's vocal. That's a good combo. Does she have a record deal yet?
I don't know.
Maybe
Sleeping on her, I guess.
Okay, well, heads up, music agents. We might have a lead for you. So we're going to get all into your relationship with Simone, but I want to take it back a couple of months to November 7th, 2018. Do you remember where you were? You were on Twitter, Muna.
Okay.
And you
Drag me.
And you tweeted, "Tell me why my cat is addicted to McDonald's fries. Relatable, but also confusing." I would agree, that is relatable. It is also confusing.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to find out that Simone is addicted to McDonald's fries?
I mean, how do you think?
Did she take did she take your fries?
She's a very forward cat.
Okay.
So if you have a food that she wants,
Yes.
she'll run up and slap it out of your hand
Oh my God.
and then eat it
Beyonce would
when
not.
it's on the floor.
Actually, maybe Beyonce would do that, actually. So now when you go to McDonald's, do you order extra fries for her? No. Well, that's good.
No. I don't think that would be good for her.
Healthy living.
Yeah,
Yeah.
healthy living. I try to keep her away from it if I can.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
like,
not-
do as I say, not as I do.
So you're saying, do you have to? I do this sometimes with my. I have a small child, which is not a euphemism for my cat. It's actually a small child. And sometimes, if I have treats, I have to go hide to eat them because he'll be like, "What are you eating?" And I'm like, "Nothing." Do you have to do that with Simone sometimes?
Yeah, she also loves chicken wings. It's messed up.
Wow. She's got a junk food tooth.
She does. I think she just likes anything that's like fried in whatever animal oil that is.
I mean, that is very relatable. That is
Yeah.
very relatable. It's stuff
Yeah.
that we all crave, but we know we shouldn't have it too often. I mean, once in a while. So I want to know, how did you and Simone meet? We heard Carmen's story. I hope it wasn't involving a Craigslist ad of someone threatening to murder 50 cats, because I just hope there isn't more than one person like that out in the world. How did you and Simone end up meeting?
Well, I mean, it's sort of a sad story, but I got Simone after my brother passed away, and I adopted her from a shelter called Sean Casey, run by someone called Sean Casey.
I love Sean Casey. Let's give it up for Sean Casey. To those who don't know, the Sean Casey
Flatbush.
Animal Rescue in Brooklyn is an amazing, amazing place. They do great, great work, and they have rescued a lot of really wonderful animals, including Simone.
Yep.
So you went? Did you go? You went in person, or did you see her on the website?
We went in person, and we were walking by, and she literally stuck her paw like out of the cage.
She chose
kind
you.
of like, stop. Like, I'm the one you want. And yeah, we just went with it.
As though you were a French fry.
Fated, yeah. Like meant to be, kismet.
And was her name Simone at the time, or did you name her?
No, I named her.
And is she named for another Simone, or did you just come up with that name?
I guess Nina Simone de Beauvoir.
I was wondering.
It's a good name. It's good
There's a lot of
energy.
great Simones out
Good
there, right?
Simones,
It's
yeah.
a really beautiful name, and I can see for a cat who's got that kind of energy, that's a name that fits. So now we'll talk a little bit more about your relationship with Simone, but I want to talk a little bit more about you. Today was your first day of work at a new job. And I want to say thank you for coming here straight after your first day of work at a very exciting new job. Can you tell us what your exciting new job is?
Yes, so I am part of the producing staff on a new show. It's Showtime's like venture into late night. It's called Desus Mero.
We know what it is. We know who they are. Desus is a noted cat gentleman.
Jesus has a cat? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've been emailing him for a while, actually.
Oh, word.
But yes, I mean, as far as I know, he still has the cat. But yeah, so you came here straight from that. But before that, you worked on The Rundown
I did.
on BET, which should never have gotten canceled if you're listening, BET. And you've written for a lot of great outlets like Teen Vogue and Elle and Vice, The New Inquiry. That is all really impressive, but I know that takes a lot of hustle, and that hustle can be stressful. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Does Simone help you when you are stressed out from that kind of work hustle?
Big time. I think there's a way in which she's just like fundamentally clueless about all stress.
Okay.
That kind of helps, you know? Mm-hmm. I could be being evicted, and she would be like... it wouldn't matter. And so it's grounding in that sense. And also, I don't know, she's just really cute, and being around something that cute helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were a little nervous last night before your first day of work, which I can totally relate to. Mm-hmm. Did you spend some time with Simone to calm your nerves?
I mean, yeah, she's always around.
Is she one of those cats who like follows you around?
She does, actually. She's obsessed with me, and
Who isn't?
Who can blame her?
it's very flattering. I don't know.
No, everybody needs that. Everyone needs something like that in their life. It's like some creature who's just like, no, you're great. You're fabulous, just the way you are. Like, I know you haven't showered in a while, but I still think you're fantastic.
Yeah.
So we were talking backstage, you grew up in Canada. Mm-hmm. And I found this out that according to a 2017 pet population survey, which is a thing that Canadians do, apparently, I don't know, they have nothing else to do up there, 37% of Canadian households have at least one cat. Growing up, was your household one of those households that had a cat?
No. So my mom grew up on a farm.
Okay.
And was just hell-bent on like having very nice things with no pets around.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So sort of like a 180. And so there were I tried. I lobbied hard as a child.
Yes.
But no pets.
So when you became an adult, were you like, it is now going to be my goal to get a cat?
Oh, big time. Yeah. So Simone is actually my second cat. The first cat I adopted lives with my best friend and former roommate in Toronto. And his name is Flip.
Flip.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Flip, in
Shout
Toronto.
out Flip. Very grumpy guy.
And you had to leave Flip when you moved here to New York?
I did, just because he's an older
Yes.
gent. And yeah, I didn't think.
So you came
he
to
would
New
handle
York
it as well.
catless.
I did, yeah.
Wow, that must have been hard.
I felt completely alone, naked.
So how long were you in New York without a cat?
I guess 2 years.
That's a long time.
2 years,
That's a
yeah.
long time for a cat person to be without a cat.
Yeah.
So then you decided to adopt Simone in the wake of a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it about getting a cat that you thought was the right thing to do in that moment when you were grieving?
I mean, I can't say it was me. Like, I think a lot of people suggested that it might be something that would help me. Therapists, friends, partner at the time. And, I thought, why not?
But that's good that you have people in your life who say, when you're having those moments of darkness and trouble, and they're like, you know what you need? You need a cat.
Well, you need to take care of something.
Yes.
Yeah, it helps you, weirdly, mentally, to, take care of another thing.
Well, it helps you take care of yourself, right?
Yeah, paradoxically.
Paradoxically. So you got, and Simone was a baby when you got her.
Oh, yeah, she was maybe 4 months, 3 or 4 months old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was tiny.
Did she acclimate well to your home right away, or was it difficult? Okay.
No, she acclimated after, a day. She hid under the couch for, a day, and then was just comfy.
So walk me through those first weeks when you had Simone. How did you feel now that you had this cat that everyone had been advising you to get as part of your healing process?
It was amazing. She was so small, and she was like a slinky. She just didn't know how to move her body and would just be pouring over surfaces. It was adorable and hilarious. She missed 50 of her jumps. Anytime she would jump, 50% of the time she would miss. It was fun. I don't know. It was just very funny and cute.
Something to laugh at and something
to
love.
laugh at when I thought I would never laugh again.
Right.
So.
Yeah. As time has passed, has your relationship with Simone changed or evolved in some way?
She has the same personality. I suppose I'm in a more stable place. I don't know. I feel like we still have the same dynamic. She's just a goof.
Does she think? Do you think that she thinks of you a little bit as I'm here to take care of you?
I think so, because when I'm sick, she's like a magnet. She's just literally has to be touching me, which I think is so cute.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that cats who enter your life in chaotic or difficult times, I think they know that they have that role to play, and I think that sticks with them. My cat Grendel is very much like that. She's a weird and peculiar cat, and she will bite people, including me. But when I am having a tough day, when I'm sick, when I'm not feeling well, when I'm upset, she wants to be aggressively next to me.
Yeah.
Aggressively.
Same. Yeah.
To the point where I will sometimes even push her away, and she will just keep coming back. I'm sorry, I have a job to do right now, and you need to let me do my job.
Yeah.
And it's and that's part of that's part of the relationship, is letting the cat do its job when you don't always want it to, because you're just no, let me wallow here in my misery. But then the cat is just excuse me, that's not how we're going to do this today. And you just have to let it in a little bit.
Yeah, she constantly reminds me that things aren't that dire.
Yeah.
So.
And there's always a reason to wake up in the morning when you have a cat to feed.
Oh yeah, exactly. She'll slap me in the head otherwise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grendel is into ear chewing in the mornings. That's her thing. It's just nibble, 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 and it's I can't sleep through that. That's not nice. But I understand you want breakfast, and that's fine. Your needs take priority over my needs sometimes. I also was interested in knowing. We've talked on this show a lot. People have a lot of different theories about training cats. One of our guests, Corey Sika, talked extensively about his cat training program. It kind of freaked me out a little, I'll be honest. But, it's interesting because you got Simone so young. She's, impressionable. Have you over time tried to train her or develop her behaviors in a certain way?
The thing about her is she doesn't really do anything that I find particularly objectionable. I think sometimes she gets up onto tables and counters. And I read...
She's looking for those fries. That's what she's doing.
Exactly. And I read once on the internet, if you pick up the cat and then set it down on the ground and then you're like, no, don't, it helps. Sometimes I do that.
Muna, does it help?
She can tell I'm not happy.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh. And then she'll stop doing it, but she'll do it again like 5-10 minutes later, as soon as I'm not paying attention
it's
again.
It's a temporary fix.
But I've never been comfortable. I feel like people have suggested those spray bottles, but she hates water.
Yes.
Like so much. Like I feel like I'm like torturing her.
Yeah.
If I spray her, so I've never been comfortable doing that.
Grendel also hates water, and she gets sprayed sometimes. She hates it extensively, and it doesn't do anything. She just gets angry for a while, and then she just does it again.
Yeah.
Only this time she's angry, and so then she chews your ear, and she's angry. So that's not a good combo.
Yeah. She doesn't really do anything that bad.
Well,
so
that's good.
she gets up on high surfaces, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am curious to know also. We talked a little bit before the show. Do you believe that Simone has any sort of, I don't know what the word is, because I think this about Grendel, and I don't talk about it often because people sometimes think I'm crazy, but this is a safe space. I truly believe that Grendel has some sort of ability to like transcend this world that we live in. And I don't know how else to put it, but that's what I believe.
I mean, first of all, that's not crazy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there's like a long sort of storied history of like animals as familiars and like as maybe mediums between this world and the next. And I believe that. I believe that she channels stuff that I'm not necessarily aware of. And sometimes it really wigs me out because I'll just be like chilling in my room at night and she's there, but she's like staring off into a corner so intensely and like maybe stalking a corner. And I'm like, is my room haunted?
Yes.
You know, like what's going on?
Yes.
Like what's the vibe you're picking up on? I don't know. But I don't know. She's like a little being from another dimension. And
Yes.
I recognize and I hold that. Yeah.
I feel like your cats are way more highly elevated than mine. Like mine literally just eats string cheese wrappers and it's like another day. Like
Well, but that's the great thing about cats though, right? Is that I think there's often this misperception that all cats are alike. And cats are like people. Some cats have this weird mysticism about them, just like there are some people who have that you meet and you're like, oh, you are definitely in touch with realms beyond this one. And that's part of your thing, and that's great. Other people are just, like they're
eating
just
plastic.
They're just eating plastic. Listen, I went to college with some of them, and that's fine. And we need all of those different kinds of cats in the world. I think, but I do, and this is something else I believe that people think I'm crazy for, is that the right cat finds us at the right time. Right? So that the cat that you need finds you when you need them. And again, this is just based on my life experience. You all thought I was a crazy cat lady, and now you know I'm a crazy cat lady. Right? But it's true. It's true, because cats come and go from our lives, and we don't always know when and where it's going to happen. But I do believe that the right cat finds us at the right time. And I think Grendel is the right cat for me. She's a very weird cat, but she's the right cat for me. And she came into my life at a very weird time, but it turned out to be the right time, I don't know.
I like your optimism. I do.
Is it optimism or is it something else? You be the judge, right? But I think.
And judge I will.
Muna, is there something that you would like to say to Simone listening at home?
Can you stop eating flowers, please?
Oh, is she a plant eater?
She loves flowers in particular, and I'm like, I don't know if they taste sweet, but I don't always know what flowers are poisonous to cats just by looking at them, and it really stresses me out. Because I like them. They look pretty. My roommate brings them home a lot of the time, but she'll just eat them and then puke them up.
Oh no, Simone.
Oh, this took a turn.
Stop.
This took a
Little.
turn.
Well, I think the answer is clear, which is that we just need to get Simone some more fast food so that she leaves the flowers alone.
Right.
Maybe
Fries, not flowers.
Put the put them in a little vase, and then she won't know the difference.
Right.
That's fine. Yes, Grendel is a plant eater as well. Does Tater eat plants?
I don't bring plants in my house.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe I deserve beautiful things.
Oh, we all deserve beautiful things. And you know what? We all deserve cats. We all deserve cats.
There we go.
Muna, thank you so much for coming and telling us about Simone. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So we have some cat shout-outs, I'm told. Producer Lizzie is going to bring us some cat shout-outs that we're going to read. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Producer Lizzie, who is a real person. Producer Lizzie, come on out and show your face. Producer Lizzie is maybe not a real person. Maybe I've been lying to you this whole time. Oh no, wait, here she is. Let's give it up for Producer Lizzie. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow, we have a lot of cat shout-outs. Okay, geez, I was not expecting this, but I will read them all. If you want me to. Do you want me to? All right. We do this at the end of every show. We shout out cats who deserve to be shouted out. And if you forgot to do it, you can email us, shouts@letstalkaboutcats.com. We'll shout out a cat that you love on an upcoming episode. But for now, let's do this. We want to say hello to Nomi Nom Noms in Ridgewood, New York. Nomi, we love you. It's been a joy watching you watch the pigeons watching you. Oh. Yes, we want to say hello to Seisu and Rosie in New York. Rosie, we're so happy you're feeling better. Please continue being a kitten. Seisu, please stop bopping Rosie. Okay, there seems to be some conflict in that cat household. Dorothy and Dashiell, saying hello to Dorothy and Dashiell in New York. Those are great cat names, also great kids' names, I guess. So if anyone has any children you want to name after cats, I suggest Dorothy and Dashiell. Also want to say hello to Cosmo. Cosmo, stop licking my head. Okay. This is blank. That's not a cat.
That was mine. No, I'm kidding.
Hello to Zisa in New York. Please feel better and keep being your mischievous bathtub swimming self. Swimming? You have a cat that swims? Show yourself. That's you. Okay, we need video. Email me. I want video of your cat swimming in the bathtub because that's wild. Okay. Hello to Pauline, a.k.a. Carl. Okay. We miss you, but we're glad you're reunited with your family. There's like a whole novel in that one. I don't. Hello to Bela in New York. You're a great jumper, but please stay off the counter and out of the toilet. Wow, there's a lot to unpack here. Hello to Callie from Montclair, New Jersey. Stop throwing up cat food on the carpet. A lot of stop with these cat shots. These are supposed to be like, we love you type shot. Well, it's fine. Hi to Minnie, also from Montclair, New Jersey. We love you. There we go. We love you, Minnie. Hi to Waldo from Brooklyn. Please finish your dinner and quit yelling for more. Hi to Petey, also from Montclair, New Jersey. Stop peeing on the couch. Petey, stop peeing. And finally, last but not least, hello to Peanut from New York. I love you, you stink-eyed goober.
Aww.
Wow, this was random, but that is, I could not think of a better note on which to end. That is absolutely amazing. Peanut, you stink-eyed goober, we love you. And Leslie, do you have a message you'd like to give to Tater, who's listening at home?
Oh, Tater. You're the best son a mother could have.
Oh, love you, Tater.
There you go.
Love you, Tater. And of course, I would like to say to Grendel, I will be home soon. Please, please, please do not chew my ears tomorrow morning. I really would like to sleep in. And that is basically our show. We want to say thank you to the Green Space for having us here. My gosh, thank you. Our first ever live show. And we want to remind you also that if you are not subscribed to Let's Talk About Cats, you should get on that right away. We are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Stitcher, we're on all of the places where you find quality podcasts and honestly, mediocre podcasts. They're all out there, and you can find us there. And if you don't mind, rate us and review us. It makes a huge difference. It really helps us, especially on Apple. You know how it works, algorithms, whatever. And you can sign up for our newsletter, letstalkaboutcats.com. We have a free newsletter. It only goes out once a month, so it won't clog up your inboxes. And we'll be back with new episodes starting tomorrow. I am noted cat lady Mary Phillips-Sandy. My cat's name is Grendel. Our guest today was Muna Mire. And Muna, where can people find you on the internet?
My Twitter is @Muna_Mire.
And what should people do if they want to watch your show that's starting next month?
Bye, Showtime.
Bye, Showtime, everybody. Desus and Mero coming to Showtime. Woot, woot. And Leslie,
yes,
what would you like to promote?
I run a storytelling series at the KGB bar in the East Village, and we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. Thank you. On January 24th. It's always free, so please come out and see it. We give away a bottle of wine each time, and we're giving away 10, one for each year we've been there.
10 years!
10 years of storytelling, so come see us.
It's called Sideshow Goshko. I've been. It's amazing. They always have a great lineup. Please do check it out. And so you can find us, letstalkaboutcats.com. We're at LTAC Pod on all the social medias. And of course, Carmen, who had to leave. My name is Mary. My cat is Grendel. Our show is produced by the real live Lizzie Jacobs, who's back there somewhere being in charge of everything like she always is. Our theme song is by Poingley with additional music by the English Muffins. And our show logo, which you will see on those pins that you can get for free up front, is by the incredibly talented Julia Emiliani. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. We'll talk to you again soon about cats.
Let's talk about cats. Let's talk about cats.